The story that you are about to hear is a compilation of documented true facts, featuring characters, events, or places that has played a role in shaping history. Please sit back and listen as I recite this narrative for you. Tamara Samsonova is a 73-year-old grandmother who beheaded, dismembered, and then ate parts of her victims in St. Petersburg. Police in the Russian city of St. Petersburg say they are investigating cannibalism and occult sacrifice as motives in the suspected slayings of at least 11 people by a pensioner. Dubbed the Granny Ripper and Baba Yaga by the Russian press, Tamara recorded details of killing and cannibalism in a diary which she wrote in Russian, English, and German. According to the diary entries, she removed her victims' lungs and ate them. Tamara Samsonova was born on April 25, 1947, in the city of Uzhhor, now part of the Krasnoyarsk Krai, Russia. After graduating from high school, she arrived in Moscow and entered the Moscow State Linguistic University. After graduating, she moved to St. Petersburg, where she married Alexei Samsonov. In 1971, she and her husband settled in the newly built panel house number 4 in Dimitrov Street. For some time, she worked for the In-Tourist Travel Agency, in particular in the Grand Hotel Europe. The amount of work experience Samsonova gathered at the time of her retirement was 16 years. In 2000, Samsonova's husband disappeared. She supposedly killed him and got rid of the body. She appealed to the police, but searches yielded nothing. 15 years later, in April 2015, she turned towards the authorities again, this time to the investigative unit of the Vozhensky district in St. Petersburg, giving a statement about her spouse's disappearance. Tamara's victims include neighbors and some of her former tenants, including her disappeared husband, who has never been found. After her husband's disappearance, Tamara began renting out a room in her apartment. According to investigators, on September 6, 2003, during a fight, she killed her tenant. He was a 44-year-old resident from Norilsk. She then dismembered his corpse and disposed of it on the street. In March 2015, Tamara met 79-year-old Valentina Nikolaevna Olanova, who also lived in Dimitrov Street. A friend of the two asked Olanova to shelter Samsonova for a time due to the fact that Tamara's apartment was being renovated, to which Olanova agreed. Tamara lived in Olanova's apartment for several months, helping with the housework. She began to like living in the apartment, wanting to stay there for a longer period, and refusing to move out. Over time, the relationship between the two deteriorated and Olanova eventually asked Tamara to leave. After another conflict, she decided to poison Olanova. Samsonova traveled to Pushkin, where she managed to persuade a pharmacist to sell her a prescription drug, phenazepam. Upon returning to the city, she bought an Olivier salad, one of Olanova's favorite dishes, then put the pills in the salad and gave it to the unsuspecting woman. Samsonova later found Olanova's body lying on the kitchen floor on the night of July 23. Samsonova cut her up with a hacksaw while she was still alive. Firstly, sawing off the victim's head, she then sawed the body in half and then using the knives, she sheared it into pieces. To take out all the bags outside of the apartment, she had to go outside and return 7 times. Samsonova left other parts of the body scattered around the house. On the evening of July 26, Olanova's decapitated body with severed limbs wrapped in a bathroom curtain was found near a pond at house number 10 on Dimitrov Street. The package initially didn't attract any attention for several days until a local resident took an interest in its contents. The identity of the deceased was established on July 27 after a survey of apartment residents. When they knocked on Olanova's apartment, Samsonova opened the door to the authorities. Having entered inside, Police officers found traces of blood in the bathroom and also the fastening from the torn-off curtain. After this, the pensioner was immediately arrested. Samsonova was arrested on July 27, 2015 after being filmed by CCTV cameras near her home, removing the body parts of her latest victim, Valentina Olonova, in a black plastic bag and carrying a cooking pot containing her head. Samsonova recorded her murders in graphic detail. One diary entry reads, "I killed my tenant called Volodya, cut him up into little pieces with a knife in the bath, put the bits of the body into plastic bags, and scattered them all over the Brzezinski district." Samsonova told police she killed 2 male lodgers who had lived with her in the past, drugging them before cutting them up. But one man who rented a room from her and who was suspected dead had been found alive and is now a witness in the case. Police are examining whether she also killed her husband, who vanished 15 years ago. At that time, she told neighbors he had run off with a new woman, but informed police he had simply disappeared. In her interrogation, Samsonova said that her victim had told her, "I am tired of you." She asked her to leave and go back to live in her own home. "I was scared to leave at home," she said. "I panicked." By killing her, she said she could live here in peace for another 5 months until her relatives turn up or somebody else. Samsonova blew kisses at the press during her court appearance and told the magistrate, "I did it to be known as a serial killer. It's all deliberate. I've been preparing for this day for 10 years. I am a very old person and I now have nowhere to live, so I decided that I must go to prison. I will die there, and the state will probably bury me. It is such a disgrace for me. I am guilty and deserve a punishment." Samsonova was remanded in custody to await trial in connection with 14 murders. She supposedly suffers from schizophrenia and was previously hospitalized 3 times in psychiatric hospitals. She was forced to take a forensic psychiatric exam, and on November 26, 2015, the results determined that she was a danger to society and herself, and therefore, she was placed in a specialized institution until the end of the investigation. In December 2015, Tamara was sent for compulsory psychiatric treatment in a specialized hospital in Kazan. Hey everyone! I just wanted to express how grateful I am that you took the time to listen to my narration. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I am Twisted Mind and please enjoy the rest of your day. Salamat!